Good morning! Another bright and overcasty day. Here on the way to work. Pretty cool day last night, pretty cool night. Podcast, good podcast, real good. You know, we're gonna try to. We already got an email account set up, so really what the next step is I don't know, put someplace online. We'll tell you about it. It'll be good. We'll get that going. Set last night didn't go too bad, as you probably saw. It's on here. I wasn't in frame. That was probably the funniest part of the whole set, me not being in frame on camera, which isn't funny if you're there because you don't get to see that unless you saw my phone and then saw me not being in frame. But that's irrelevant. The better part of the night, talked to a few comedians, you know, kind of seeing what their whole thoughts were, if they would come out to my side of town for the open mic, and lo and behold, we got a few people. We got a good 5 or 6 people. So it's a start, you know. We're gonna see what Mulligans thinks. I think that's enough to definitely say it's happening. I'd say we can at least get 3 more. Best case scenario, 12. You know, best case scenario, we get 12 people, 5 minutes each, and you know, then we'll have a pretty nice set. So how's it going today, guys? You know, we're getting closer to the holidays. Thanksgiving's coming up. I hate Thanksgiving. It's not that I really hate Thanksgiving or hate the idea of Thanksgiving. You see, I really don't know. It's irritating just because the food sucks. I think the food sucks. You could put that in stone. There's probably a few people that love I just don't understand Thanksgiving food, you know? It's a very traditional thing, and I'm not a big traditional guy. I don't like the idea, you know, I mentioned it before, just the idea that you're going to keep doing it because you've always done it that way, and that's just what makes sense. And it's, you know, and there's so many other holidays that are, you know, based off of, you know, like Thanksgiving comes from a separate place than Halloween or Christmas does, because they all come from pagan holidays. And with Thanksgiving, you know, you get turkeys, and you get pilgrims and Indians and people just killing each other. It's just... Which is actually, you know what, you kind of get that with all the holidays, don't you? That's good. So you can if you dig deep, you can get your fill of, I did this once when I had for my, one of my speech classes, I believe it was, in one of my speech classes, I was, doing the origin of Christmas. I'm getting a little sidetracked here, guys. I'm sorry. We got some traffic, and safety is my number one concern. Safety and getting to work in a timely manner are my number one concerns. We're taking I-4 because we don't gotta get heavy today. The hell was I talking about? Yeah, gave a presentation on the origin of Christmas. You know, explained that all the traditions are basically pagan, and it's like the framework that they just layered. They just replaced the names with things, and they said that they were for different things than they are. You know, like I'm trying to see if I can remember it. They said that the something was for the, there's not much there. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tired today, guys. We're gonna have to truck through this one. So, alright, we'll talk about this. The outlets I'm passing up here on my right. I used to work at a place called Zoomies, selling swag at rock bottom prices for rock bottom people. Because you know what? To really drop like $30 on a hat, on a baseball hat that has snaps on the back of it that isn't really... You know, it was funny, because when I was a kid, when I was in school, everybody wanted fitteds. Now nobody wants fitteds. Everybody wants snapbacks again. And you know why? So they can hang them from their belt loops like they're a fucking Christmas tree or something. With their fucking Knights, their San Diego... I don't even know. I don't care. You know what, though? I don't want to hate on anybody else because of their thing. That's fine. But, I mean, I'm doing it just because I'm a little counterculture piece of shit, you know? That's all it really is. And, you know, and it wasn't too bad. I liked the idea that I was dealing with mostly tourists. It made the conversation easier, you know, like you could make up stuff to talk to them about a little bit easier than you could most other people. Like locals, you're like, so what are you out doing today? You know, if it's somebody on vacation, you could be like, so how's it going? What are you doing? What are your plans? You know, you give them their spiel. Are you enjoying yourself? But I'll tell you what, the longer I stay there, the more spiteful and sarcastic I got. It's become a large portion of who I am today for that reason. And so I'd say Zumiez really facilitated a pretty big change in me, in that it made me very bitter, and I just really started to hate Florida because of, I guess, of what I saw. Just fucking people are ignorant. They're entitled fucking jerk-offs. Because what, they think that like they're on vacation, so what, I'm gonna suck their dick because they're on vacation? I'm not gonna treat you any different if you treat me like a piece of shit. I'm gonna do the same thing. If you're ignorant, if you say, can I get some help over here? Like, none if you're fucking asking me like that. You come up to me, you don't scream out, so I gotta come find you like we're playing Marco Polo? Fuck you. I'm getting real pissed off, man. I don't know where this is coming from, because I'm thinking about fucking Zumiez. Fuck Zoom. No, you know what? No, because it's a good company, and I like it. It's a good company. I'm not saying it's not a good company to work for. It's just, you know, the location was, it was great for what it was, you know, partly commission job, which kind of worked out, but you know, when you have a commission job in a retail location, there's going to be backstabbing. Of course there is, because that's people's livelihood. And when you work in a store where the theme is being a fucking asshole, it's you know, it's a perfect storm. It's like throwing people to the dogs, to the poodles, the ravenous poodles. Like, I look around and I just get so mad, and I don't know why. I just see like the Hilton, and I see this and that, and fucking, and SeaWorld, and Disney, and Universal, and it just makes me angry, but I don't know why. And it's not like, I don't know why I'm bitter towards it. Because, you know, I always came down here, but even when I was here, as a little child, I always had that sarcastic, cynical side of me. I remember this one time in Disney, when the, you know, the fireworks are about to go off, so the voiceover comes on, and he's talking about magic and happiness and dreams. And I'm making comment, as this little kid, I must have been like, I don't know how old I was. I might have been like 6, 7, you know, young enough for me to be surprised at myself for having just these very dismissive, very indifferent thoughts towards this whole magical thing. I'm like, dreams come true. It's just, you know what it is? I hate false hope, and I hate it, which is, you know, I don't like religion. It's not that I don't like religion. I'm not a religious person, and I don't like religion. So there's that. Some of them, but let's get back on, you know, just give people practical advice. Don't. And this kind of ties in with this. It's a little bit unrelated, but I feel like my generation was always told, you know, like, you got a trophy for everything. You got a trophy for participating. You got a trophy no matter what you did. Everybody makes the honor roll, and which is this mother in Florida here. I don't know where here in Florida, but was pissed off that her son had made the honor roll, but he had 1 D and 1 C. And she's saying, this isn't honorable. Like, what are you giving kids this for? And when I first heard it, I didn't really know the context of it, so I thought she kind of sounded like a bitch. But now I see this kind of makes sense. Because if you expect everything's just going to fall in your lap, you're not. It's going to get into your subconscious. And whether you want to or not, you know, some people aren't going to be able to break free of that. They're going to be entitled. They're going to think they deserve things, that things are just going to be handed to them. And, you know, it reminds me of what George Carlin was saying. What George Carlin said, a lot of these kids aren't going to find out the truth about themselves until they're working a job. And they can't hold down shit, and they just don't have any ambitions because they're waiting for that trophy. They're waiting for their participation trophy. This one, I'll tell you, man, the last 3 minutes of this got kind of serious. But that's nice. Well, I'll tell you what, man, we're almost at 10 minutes. We entered with some Tilly in the Wall. Tilly in the Wall suite, I like to describe, they're so happy. I like to describe, listening to Tilly in the Wall is like being shot in the face with a cannon. If that cannon were loaded with unicorns, lollipops, cotton candy, and snowflakes. You know what, fuck it, let's end with some Tilly in the Wall again. Let's make that our outro music. Oh, let it rain. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Come on, my chord's going. I need a new chord. That girl was... She was attractive. She was attractive.
Get into the groove, boy.
Alright, guys.
To prove your love.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Played on the radio as we drove down south to see